तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः।
ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and yesterday we started conversations of Monday, September 29, 1884. Within the chapter 29 called the Durga Puja festival. It had 26, 28 and now 29. It was the third day of the Durga Puja. I explained it on the first day. It is Navami. Because in Bengal, when the image is made, puja starts on Saptami. Though invocation is done on Shashti. So Saptami, Ashtami and Navami are counted as the puja days. So we already seen the description of Ashtami and Saptami. Now it was the third day of the Durga Puja. The master had been awake in his room at Dakshineshwar since early morning. Early morning means very early morning. The morning worship in the Kali temple was over. This morning worship means like Mangalarati, not the worship. And the orchestra had played the morning melodies in the Navat. Was there an orchestra there or only that Roshan Choki? Roshan Choki. Orchestra requires many instruments together. So I've gone correcting the translation where necessary. That is that bagpipe which is called Shahnai. Shahnai. It is called Roshan Choki in Bengal. And that is played in the Navat. You know there are two Navats. The northern Navat, Mother Ishti. Southern Navat is used as music group. So after the early morning Arati, the orchestra had played the morning melodies in the Navat. That is Shahnai. Brahmins and gardeners, basket in hand, were plucking flowers for the worship of the Divine Mother. That shows that it is early morning. Puja is yet to be done, so they are plucking flowers. And Brahmins means the priest staff and gardeners. Two people have the duty of plucking flowers. Basket in hand, were plucking flowers for the worship of the Divine Mother. Bhavanath, Baburam, Niranjan and M had spent the night at Dakshineshwar, sleeping on the porch of the master's room. As soon as they awoke, they saw Sri Ramakrishna dancing in an ecstatic mood. He was chanting, "Victory to Mother Durga, hallowed be the name of Durga." That is Jai Durga, Jai Durga. Jai Jai Durga, Jai Jai Durga. He was naked and looked like a child as he chanted the name of the blissful mother. Now, I've seen repeatedly that his normal state is naked. But when there are visitors, ladies, then he covers himself with dhoti. Or when he goes out, he covers himself with dhoti. And that is, we have already repeatedly seen, it is because when the body consciousness is not there, you cannot keep the dhoti. When we tie the dhoti, the only force is friction. And as soon as you lose the body consciousness, the friction disappears. After a few moments, he said, "Oh, the bliss of divine ecstasy! Oh, the bliss of divine drunkenness!" Now, Sahajananda, Sahajananda. What is the literal meaning of Sahajananda? Natural bliss. Bliss which is the nature of our reality. The joy which we see in the world is made out of subject-object contact. But without this contact, our very nature is bliss. That is called Sahajananda. Then he repeatedly chanted the name of Govinda. Oh Govinda, my life, my soul. So that is seamless transition between Kali and Govinda. And meaning is that my personality is not mine. It belongs to God. So Govinda is my life. Govinda is my soul. The devotees sat on their beds and with unwinking eyes watched Ramakrishna's spiritual mood. Because they could not allow the eyes to wink in such a surprising, joyful, and one more thing I wanted to add, enchanting scene. Hazara was living at the temple garden. We know about Hazara now. Latu was also living there to render the master personal service, but is not present in the room at present. Rakhal was still at Vrindavan, that he has already described. Rakhal had gone with Balaram Babu to Vrindavan. Narendra visited Sri Ramakrishna now and then. He was expected that day. So he had not yet arrived. Master to Bhavana. I started talking. The truth is that ordinary men cannot easily have faith. Does it imply two things? They cannot easily have faith. That means if they struggle, they can have faith. Ordinary men. And if they are devotees, then they have faith. But an Ishwar Koti's faith is spontaneous. What is Ishwar Koti? We have repeatedly explained that mind is cosmic, though body is individual. That is Ishwar Koti. Prahlada burst into tears while writing the letter K. Now this is the Puranic description. Otherwise, historically, if you try to judge, कौन सा second वाले में?
नहीं, first, अभी second.
Historically, but some people believe in some different way. Now, Prahlad was born after, much before Krishna avatar. If you go by the Indian tradition of Dasavatar, Matsya, Katsya, Varaha, Narasingha. So, fourth incarnation is Prahlada's incarnation. Then Vaman, Parshuram, Ram, and then Krishna. Now this Ka represents the name of Krishna. And Prahlada, that is in Girish Babu's drama. Or in Puranas, they say Krishna is the original. All these are Krishna's avatars. So, as you take it, but we take the spirit, then it is all right. Because Prahlada must be saying Narayan, Narayan. Narasimha came in front of Prahlada and is not mindful of the Matsya Katsya Varaha. So, the generic name of Vishnu is Narayan. But in spirit, all right. It reminded him of Krishna. It is the nature of jivas to doubt. So because they have said Ishwar Koti naturally believe. So opposite to Ishwar Koti is Jiv Koti. Jiv Koti means an individual mind in an individual body. They say, yes, no doubt, but understood. Thakur has spoken. Half sentence deliberately. You understand this, but means they have doubt. They say we believe, but it is not full or natural. There is a doubt in their mind. That is how Thakur expresses by telling. They say like this. They say yes, no doubt, but Hazara can never be persuaded to believe that Brahman and Shakti, that Shakti and the being endowed with Shakti are one and the same. Hazara's knowledge was very faulty, and he did not want to believe in the God with forms or Saguna Brahma. So Shakti is out of question for him. Now here we find one more word important. You got one more word? I read again. Brahman and Shakti, that Shakti and the being endowed with Shakti are one and the same. So the being endowed with Shakti is a new thing. So the Sanskrit should be Shaktiman. The good Vedantists know. I had a friend in Rishikesh during my stay, 78, 79. There was one Indra Swami. He was a responsible position in some ashrama. And with Varishanji's permission, he had come to stay in our kutia for 1 month. He told me that his guru told him that if we call Shakti as Brahma Shakti, then what we call Brahman in relation to Shakti? It is Shakti Ma, like that yet. Shakti is called Brahma Swarupini and Brahman is called Shakti Ma. We are getting that thing here. Though he was apparently one of the traditional Vedantis, but as I said, some sects or some sadhus know properly. They are not like Hazara. When the reality appears as creator, preserver, and destroyer, we call it Shakti. So, Sagun Brahma, Ishwar, and Shakti are same. Okay? When it is inactive, we call it Brahman. Now here, let me check the language. Now, here the language is plain, but it should not appear that Brahman sometimes does like that and sometimes does like that. Then Brahman will be of changing nature. The exact wording is used by Thakur in other places, is that when we think of Brahman as creating, we call it Ishwar. When we think of Brahman beyond everything, we call him Nirgun Brahman. Brahman is both simultaneously, this one must remember. Not that Brahman is sometimes Nirgun and sometimes Sagun. Then Brahman will be of a changing nature. Then Brahman will not be Brahman at all. So it is how much we read. If our eye is totally merged, then that is called Nirgun Brahman. Brahman does not change. And if eye is retained, then Brahman appears to us as creating, preserving, and destroying. It is how Brahman appears to us, or as we call it. Brahman does not change. But Thakur is telling, but really, it is one and the same thing, indivisible. Indivisible in this respect, not indivisible, partless Brahman. But this Nirguna and Saguna are not two parts. One, indivisible. Fire naturally brings to mind its power to burn. This is the patent example of identity, Agni and Dahika Shakti. And the idea of burning naturally brings to mind the idea of fire. It is impossible to think of the one without the other. So I prayed to the Divine Mother, "O Mother, Hazara is trying to upset the views of this place." You know that. You cannot say I or my. This place. Now Hazara is trying to preach to all the devotees who come to Sri Ramakrishna. So Thakur is telling that to upset the views of this place. Either give him right understanding or take him away from here. Because it has become troublesome to talk. Thakur is teaching something and he is teaching opposite. And his way of talking, and they are very young, so they believe him. The next day he came to me and said, yes, I agree with you. He told mother to change his views. He said that God exists everywhere as all-pervading consciousness. Now, this is a little strange for Bhavanath. That why should Thakur be worried about what others still? So Bhavanath smiling. Did what Hazara said really make you suffer so much? Master, you see, I am now in a different mood. I can't shout and carry on heated discussions with people. I am not in a mood now to argue and quarrel with Hazara. Hriday said to me at Jadu Malik's garden house, Uncle, don't you want to keep me with you? You have heard that history. 2-3 things are included. You understand that? Hriday gave maximum trouble to Thakur, tortured him. And Thakur could not quarrel with him. But he was removed like that. Thakur had prayed to Divine Mother. And Hriday was removed for some other part of it. And he was prohibited from entering the campus of the Kali temple. So he met Thakur in Jadu Malik's house, next to Kali temple. Understood? Uncle, don't you want to keep me with you? No, I said. I am no longer in a mood to get into heated arguments with you. So same Modi is telling, that's why I cannot argue with Hazrat. What is knowledge and what is ignorance? A man is ignorant as long as he feels that God is far away. He has knowledge when he knows that God is here and everywhere. Thakur's language will be correct. So God is far away, ignorance. God is here and not there will be wrong. So God is here and everywhere. Some people make a tremendous mistake. God is inside, then why we worship him outside? Who told you that God is inside only? He is not outside. When a man has true knowledge, he feels that everything is filled with consciousness. That is true knowledge. Everything is filled with consciousness. At Kamarpukur, I used to talk to Shivu. You know, Shivu is Shivanath, Thakur's youngest nephew. Thakur's middle brother Rameshwar had 3 issues: Ramlal, Lakshmi, and Shivu. And Shivu was just 4 or 5 years old when Thakur is talking about this. And he used to see consciousness everywhere.
Shivu.
Because that is what Thakur tells. Child's mind is simple, so he sees what is there. When we grow up, we grow horns, and that problem comes. We try rationalize and nothing happens. Yet Kamarpukur has to talk to Shivu, who was then a lad 4 or 5 years old. When the clouds rumbled and lightning flashed, Shivu would say to me, "There, uncle, they're striking matches again." It is not matches, but in English they have made it like that. Chakmaki pathar, you know, by striking 2 marbles or the stone, that fire. So in the heaven, they are striking the marbles. It is easier to understand is monastics. All laugh. So that is child's perception. So others are laughing. One day I noticed him chasing grasshoppers by himself. The leaves rustled in the nearby trees. Nearby there are trees. He is catching grasshoppers on the grass, but the leaves of the nearby trees rustled by wind is moving. Hush, hush, he said to the leaves by keeping his finger on his lips. Chup, chup, he wants. I want to catch the grasshoppers. So for him, trees are full of life. I understood. He was a child and saw everything throbbing with consciousness. One cannot realize God without the faith that knows no guile, the simple faith of a child. So as we grow, that crookedness starts. Anyway, a remark on Shivu will not be out of place. With Thakur, Shivu was too small. Shivu was a staunch devotee of the Holy Mother. Two incidents are important. Once, Shivu was asked to escort Holy Mother from Kamarpuku to Jaramati. After moving a little, he stopped and he said, "Tell me, who are you?" She said, "What, Shivu? I am your auntie." "Then go, I will not come with you." 2-3 times he asked. Then finally, Mother had to say, "People call me Kali. All right, now I will come with you." It was Shivu as a young boy. Now Shivu has become old. And he is nobody in the house now. He is in charge of puja in Raghuvir's puja. Raghuveer, Shitla. And so one day in the afternoon, he comes to Jaramati. Mother says, "What has happened?" She said, "I have given them that Shayan now itself. I have come to you because I want to ask you one thing." "What is that, Shiva?" "You tell me that you have taken my responsibility." She again and say, "You are so dear to Thakur." No, no. You tell me you have taken my responsibility. Thrice he makes her speak. Then Mother tells him, "Go back, lift them out of your share, give puja again in the evening," and then he goes back. What a state of mind I passed through. Now, Mother being Kali, other story has come to my mind. One day, Nivedita and Krishna, they told Mother, "Mother, you are Kali for us." She said, "No, no, no. I can't stand protruding my tongue all 24 hours. Then they said, "Not necessary, Mother. As you are Kali." Then Mother said, "That will do." So she accepted. She is Kali, but not that form. What a state of mind I passed through. One day something bit me while I was sitting in the grass. I was afraid it might have been a snake, and I didn't know what to do. I had heard that if a snake bites you, again, immediately after its first bite, it takes back its own venom. At once I set out to discover the hole, because snake has gone away, so that I might let the snake bite me again. While I was searching, a man said to me, "What are you doing?" After listening to my story, he said, but the snake must bite in the very same place it has bitten before. Then it will suck back the poison. Thereupon I went away. Perhaps I had been bitten by a scorpion or some other insect, because not much effect came of that poison. So Thakur is telling some other insect. I had heard now here, scorpion would have great problem, but perhaps in Thakur's body it was not there. I had heard from Ramlal that the autumn chill was good for one's health. Ramlal had quoted a verse to support it. All this talk is that people, normally ordinary people, do not have faith. And in contrast, he is showing how much faith he had in anybody's words. The guile does not come at all. Ramlal had quoted a verse to support it. One day, as I was returning from Calcutta in a carriage, I stuck my head out of the window so that I might get all the chill. Then I fell ill. So straight about everything. The window, you understand? Horse carriage used to be covered at a window. Sri Ramakrishna entered his room. It was all in the veranda going on, and sat down. His legs were a little swollen. He asked the devotees to feel his legs and see whether or not the pressure of their fingers made dimples. You understand this point? If you pressurize, then that pit remains if there is a problem. Otherwise, it comes back to normal immediately. So Thakur wanted that test. Dimples did appear with the pressure, but the devotee said it was nothing. So he believed that also. Master to Mahendranāth, please ask Mahendra of Shiti to see me. I shall feel better if he reassures me. This Mahendra of Shiti is Mahendra Kaviraj, Ayurvedic doctor. So he should come and tell me that your legs are all right. Bhavanath with a smile. You have great faith in medicine, but we haven't so much. Master, it is God who, as the doctor, prescribes the medicine. It is he who, in one form, has become the physician. Dr. Ganga Prasad asked me not to drink water at night. Ganga Prasad Sen, doctor is putting that he is also a Vaidya, Ayurvedic doctor, and he was the most famous Ayurvedic physician in Calcutta. And Mathura referred Thakur to him. Not to drink water at night. I regarded his statement as the words of the Vedas. I look upon him as the physician of heaven. Hadra entered the room and sat down. The master talked a while about different things and then said to Hadra, you see, many people were at Ram's house yesterday. Vijay, Kedar and others were there. But why did I feel so deeply stirred at the sight of Narendra? Hadra criticizes Thakur. Why you love the youngsters? So Thakur is deliberately telling him. I found that Kedar belonged to the realm of divine inebriation. Okay. Karananandir Gaur. Kedar belongs to Karananandir Gaur. He means to say to the Khanda aspect of God. Narendra belongs to Akhanda aspect. That is why he is still seeking Narendra. Though Kedar was there. Presently, Narendra arrived, and Sri Ramakrishna was exceedingly happy. Narendra saluted the master and began to talk with Bhavanath and others in the room. Not with Thakur. M was seated nearby. A long mat was spread on the floor. While talking, Narendra lay on it flat on his stomach. The master looked at him and suddenly went into samadhi. Because he is pure, he sat on Narendra's back in an ecstatic mood. Bhavanath sang, O mother, ever blissful as thou art, do not deprive thy worthless child of bliss. Sri Ramakrishna came down from the plane of samadhi. He sang, repeat, O mind, my mother Durga's hallowed name, O Gauri, O Narayani, to thee I bow. Thou art the day, O mother, thou art the dark, dusk and the night. As Rama, thou drawest the bow, as Krishna, thou playest the flute. So, mother is all avatars. As Kali, all terrible, thou hast silenced Shiva, the Lord. The 10 embodiments of divine Shakti art thou. Dasha Mahavidya, 10 forms of goddess. And thou art 10 avatars. This time save me, thou must. With flowers and bilva leaves did Yashoda worship thee. Bilva leaves, huh? Achha. Yashoda worshipped Krishna. But for the safety of Krishna, she worshipped Kali. And thou didst bless her by placing Krishna the child in her arms. Wherever I chance to live, O mother, in forest or grove, may my mind day and night dwell at thy lotus feet. Physically, I may be anywhere, but mind should dwell on your lotus feet. Whether at last I die, a natural or sudden death, oh, may my tongue repeat Durga's name at the end. Even if sudden death comes, I should say Durga. That will happen only for life. Thou mayest send me away, O mother, but where shall I go? Tell me, mother, where else shall I hear so sweet a name? Thou mayst even say to me, step aside, go away, yet I shall cling to thee, O Durga, unto thy feet. As thine anklets, I shall cling, making their tinkling sound. Visualization that I will become anklets, always to remain at your feet. When, O mother, thou sittest at mighty Shiva's side, then I shall cry from that feet, victory unto Shiva. That anklets will sound at that time. Mother, when as the kite thou soarest in the sky. Kite is that bird of prey. Yes.
Bird.
Child and like that. Mother is known to have taken that form once.
I thought it was a flying kite.
Mother, when as the kite thou soarest in the sky, there in the water beneath, as a minnow, I shall be swimming. So different visualizations. You are high up, but below you I will be minnow, small fish. Upon me thou wilt pounce and pierce me through with thy clear claws. So that is the bird of prey. Flies high, but as soon as it sees a small fish, it will fall. So he wants to be devoured by her. Thus, when the breath of life forsakes me in thy grip, do not deny me the shelter of thy lotus feet. So it is full of devotion. From the world's bondage free me, O spouse of the Absolute. Thy 2 feet are my boat to cross this world's dark sea. Thou art the heavens and the earth, and thou the nether world. From thee have the 12 Gopalas and Hari and Brahma sprung. So, legendary figures, just like we say 11 Rudras and 12 Adityas. So there are 12 Gopalas. And Hari and Brahma sprung. Whoever treads the path repeating Durga, Durga, Shiva himself protects him with his almighty trident. So a long song. In Bengal, it is still going on. गोलोके सर्वमंगला व्रज कात्यायनी काशीते मां अन्नपूर्णा अनंत रूपिणी दुर्गा 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 बोले जेवा पथे चले जाए शूल हस्ते शूल पानी रखा कर 2 lines are explained. Hazara was sitting on the northeast veranda, counting the beads of his rosary. Sometimes for show, sometimes like that. The master went and sat in front of him, taking the rosary in his own hands. Why? Master to Hazara, you see, I cannot use the rosary. No, perhaps I can. Yes, I can with my left hand. If everything is impossible, that also Thakur demonstrates. That is Thakur's specialty. But I cannot repeat the name of God with it. So, by right hand, he could not hold it. By left hand, he could hold it, but not do japa on that. With these words, Sri Ramakrishna tried to perform a little japa, but hardly had he begun when he went into samadhi. He sat in that state a long time, still holding the rosary in his hand. The devotees looked at him with wonder in their eyes. Hadra also watched the master without uttering a word. A small similar incident I will tell you, similar. That he tried to do japam but entered samadhi. When Swami Prabhavananda ji was in Madras in charge of editor of Vedanta case, and Mahapurush Maharaj had visited that place. So he requested Mahaprabhuji, please write one article for Vedanta case. Mahaprabhuji agreed. Give me paper and pen. It was given. Then after about a week, he asked Maharaj, did you write? He said, I could not write. When you asked me, I had a subject in my mind. So I said, I will write. But as soon as I thought about this subject, I reached the conclusion. So he reached Samadhi. How can he write? Understood? After a long time, Sri Ramakrishna regained consciousness of the outer world and said that he was hungry. He often said such things to bring his mind down to the normal plane. M was the M statement. M was going to bring something for him to eat. The master said, no, I shall first go to the Kali temple. He went across the cement courtyard toward the Kali temple. Now it is tiled. Ne? On the way, he bowed with folded hands to the 12 Shiva temples. On the left was the temple of Radhakanta. He went there first and bowed before the image. Then he entered the... Now, these are strange for Sri Ramakrishna. He has said that when he wants to go to Kali, first goes to Kali, though Radhakanta is on the way. Somebody suggested because you love Kali more. No. If something comes in the mind, that I do first. But this is because he has come to normal consciousness, so it is this side. While going Shiva temples, Radhakanta temples, and then Kali. And he is hungry, that has gone now. Then he entered the Kali temple and saluted the mother. Sitting on a carpet, he offered flowers at the mother's holy feet. He also placed a flower on his own head. So identity. It's actually part of puja. Huh? While returning from the temple, he asked Bhavanath to carry the green coconut offered at the temple and the Charnamrita. We explained this yesterday, Charnamrita. Coming back to his room, accompanied by M and Bhavanath, he saluted Hazra, who cried out in dismay, "What are you doing, sir? What is this?" Because he made pranam to Hazra. He does pranam to everybody. The master said, "Why should you say it is wrong?" Hazra often argued with the master, declaring that God dwelt in all beings and that everybody could attain Brahmajnan through sadhana. He had an exaggerated idea of his own spiritual progress. So Thakur made pranam to him. It was about noon. The gong and the bells announced the worship and offering in the various temples. So it is at noon that Anna Prasad is, and the Naivedyam is given, Anna Bhog. The Brahmins, the Vaishnavas, and the beggars went to the guest house to have their midday meal. Here, what is the meaning of the Brahmins? Not the temple stuff. Brahmins, Vaishnavas, and beggars were all given food in the Kali temple. The devotees of the master were also to partake of the sacred offering. He asked them to go to the guest house. To Narendra, he said, "Want to take your meal in my room?" "All right, Narendra and I will eat here." Bhavanath, Baburam, M and the other devotees went to the guest house. Little special arrangement is there for the guests. After his meal, Sri Ramakrishna rested a few minutes. The devotees were on the veranda engaged in light conversation. He soon joined them. That much is his rest. And was happy in their company. It was about 2 o'clock. All were still sitting on the veranda when suddenly Bhavanath appeared in the garb of a brahmachari, dressed in ochre cloth. You know that? Except for Ramakrishna Mission and those who copy them, like Chinmay Mission, in all akhadas, the Naishtik brahmachari has to put on girva. Kamandalu in hand, his face beaming with smiles. Now, before this, was Bhavanath married?
No.
How do you know? I think yes. Because master with a smile, that is his inner feeling. Therefore, he has dressed himself as a brahmachari. Narendra, he has put on the garb of a brahmachari. Let me put on the garb of a tantric worshipper. Narendra is taking that lightly. Hadra, then you will have to follow the tantric rituals with woman, wine, and so on. Sri Ramakrishna did not encourage the conversation because it has gone astray. Indeed, he made fun of it. Suddenly, the master began to dance in an ecstatic mood. He said, Mother, thou canst not trick me anymore, for I have seen thy crimson lotus feet. The master said, Oh, how wonderful! Rajnarayan sings about the Divine Mother. Rajnarayan's singing of Chandi was very famous in those days. He sings and dances that way. The music of Nakud Acharya at Kamarpukur is also wonderful. So Thakur is remembering the best singers he has met, devotional singers. How beautiful his singing and dancing are. A sadhu was staying at the Panchavati, but he was a hot-tempered man. He scolded and cursed everyone. He came to the master's room wearing wooden sandals and asked the master, Can I get fire here? He wanted to light his chilam. Sri Ramakrishna saluted him and stood with folded hands as long as he remained in the room. When he had left, Bhavanath said to the master with a laugh, What great respect you showed to this sadhu. Master smiling. You see, he too is Narayana, though full of tamas. This is the way one should please people who have an excess of tamas. Besides, he is a sadhu. The devotees were engaged in a game of Golobdham. It is a dice and play like that. Hadra joined them. The master stood by watching them play. M and Kishori reached heaven in the play. Sri Ramakrishna bowed before them and said, Blessed are you two brothers. So this Kishori, because there are two Kishoris, you know them. Master Master's younger brother is Kishori, and his brother-in-law is also Kishori. But if Thakur says brothers, they are brothers. He said to him aside, don't play anymore. Here is heaven, now don't play anymore. Hadra fell into hell. The master said, what's the matter with Hadra again? No sooner had Hadra got out of hell than he fell into it again. All burst into laughter. Latu at the first throw of the dice went to heaven from earth. He began to cut capers of joy. He danced, clapped his hands. See, Latu's joy, said the master. He would have been terribly sad if he hadn't achieved this. So he has taken that seriously. Aside to the devotees, this too has a meaning. Hadra is so vain that he thinks he will triumph over all even in this game. This is the law of God, that he never humiliates a righteous person. Such a man is victorious everywhere. So this prasanga is over. Same day, but now next prasanga will start. I have to make the announcement, I should not forget. So, important announcement. Next class on the gospel will be held on Tuesday, the 16th. Tomorrow early morning, I am going to Karnataka for a series of lectures, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And tomorrow I have to go on Friday. And Tuesday, I will be coming back before 7. So somehow I will be taking this class. Okay. Om Tava Kathāmritam Tapta Jivanam Kaviviridhitam Kalmashapaham Shravanmangalam Shrimadatam Bhui Grunanti Ye Purida Jana Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. ये सिम 2 कभी कभी गड़बड़ कर जाता है जियो का एयरटेल पे लगाया फिर चल गया वो अभी नीचे का ही नहीं किया मैंने